everything is exciting again. Any amens? Some of you are so close to being grandparents, you forgot? Okay. Now, when we talk about production or produce, we've been focusing, and again today, men, I'm going to aim some of this at us. Men are typically all too ready to produce. And by that I mean men are Mr. Fix-Its. Men think they can fix and solve anything. In fact, we kind of like it when the children come to us with something. Daddy, can you fix this? Of course. When the wife can't get the top off of the jar, honey, can you open this? By all means, for you, my dear. I mean, we could just open the jar, but you got to pose and flex that a little bit. It's going to be tough, but I can do it. Me, Mr. Fix-It. But guys, we're not the Savior. I'm going to try it because I don't know if you think about this. In fact, I don't think we think about it, but we always want to fix something. When my wife comes to me with a problem, the first thing I do, I listen about, I try to listen up to 60 or 90 seconds. And then, if I'm not careful, I'm already wanting to give her advice on how to fix it. She don't want me to fix it. She wants me to listen. But I want to fix it. I want to tell her, well, honey, now if you would do this and this and this will all work out. That problem that you're having at your job, it's because of this, this, and this. But we're not the Savior. There's only one Savior. His name is Jesus. There's only one God. And I'm not Him and you're not Him. And that should be a relief. In fact, our family's not asking us to be God. The produce that must be present is not something we do. It's comprised of things that we have. Pastor Tim, Friday night, was talking to us and reminding us, was reaching back into some past lessons, saying that what you are is more important than what you do. Being a Christian is about becoming more than it's about doing. Your doing has to flow out of what you've become. Otherwise, your doing is not anointed. And if it's not anointed, it's not going to be productive. Okay. It's about the things we have in us. It's fruit, but not any fruit of our making. It is the fruit of the Spirit. Now, we didn't plan this, but can I give you a little advertisement? Starting next week, we're going to be talking about the fruit of the Spirit. I don't know that Brother Timothy and Sister Barb are smart enough, they figured this out, but this is a perfect lesson to lead into next week. And I'm restudying about the fruit of the Spirit. I'm hoping to give you some fresh insights, some things that God's touched my heart with. Yesterday, I spent 3 hours, and then the computer, I didn't save it. It's supposed to have backup. So I spent another 3 hours. It wasn't as good the second time, I don't think. But it'll be good. You'll like it. It's fruit, but it's not of our making. It's the fruit of the Spirit. The problem that I've observed among the male gender is that we too often don't desire what's really important. We spend a lot of energy on what we think is priority, when in fact we're throwing a lot of darts at the wrong dartboard. We was, one time when Brother Shine Dowdy was here, and Brother Edmund took us took us golfing. And Brother Shine hit off the tee. And, of course, his ball, he has a magic ball. It goes twice as far as mine. And so I walked up with him to where, and he said, where's the green? Where's the flag? I said, right there. So he squares up, hits it. Beautiful shot. It lands about this far from the flag. On his second shot, we're talking birdie here. And it was so beautiful until Brother Edmund walks up and says, excuse me, that's the green over there. I mean, it can be a beautiful shot, but if you're shooting at the wrong target, it doesn't matter. And sometimes that's what we're doing. We expend a lot of energy on priorities that is not God's priorities. Let me go back. 1 Corinthians chapter 12 lists the gifts of the Spirit. And Galatians 5 lists the fruit of the Spirit. Actually, did I say gifts? Next week I'm going to talk about the fruit of the Spirit before. I haven't told y'all that, I don't think. Fruit of the Spirit, and then we're going to go into the gifts. The reason is it's a matter of priorities. The Corinthians passage tells us that the Spirit will impart these gifts to some and not to others according to the will of the Spirit. Okay, you follow me? There's 12 gifts of the Spirit. And God sprinkles, if I can say, He sprinkles the gifts across this congregation. Some get gifts, some don't get as many gifts. It's according to God and His purpose and His will for your life. And so everybody has opportunity to have a gift, but some have more gifts than others, and so it's according to the will of the Spirit. However, Galatians passage makes no such distinction. In other words, the gifts can be optional, but the fruit is not optional. The gifts can be optional. He's put some whithersoever He will. Some have, some don't have. But God's will is that everybody should bear fruit. Fruit is identified as a product of the Spirit. If we have the Spirit, we should be bearing fruit of that Spirit. Regarding the gifts, I may be able to have faith and the discerning of spirits, and still my life is still balanced even if I have no other gifts. I've got discerning of spirits. I have faith, the gift of faith working in my life, but I don't have the gift of miracles. But that doesn't make me a bad Christian, doesn't make me inadequate in any way. But not true concerning the fruit. We must have them all. A healthy, growing relationship with the Spirit will produce them in my life. I've got good news. If you're a little impatient, you think, I don't know if I'm producing like I should. Well, it won't happen overnight. Any more than you can plant an apple seed and have a mature apple tree spring up tomorrow. Nobody puts an apple seed in the ground and come back the next day and go, oh no, it didn't work. It takes time to grow an apple tree. It's a process. It's supposed to take time. But it's not optional. Fruit is not optional for the anointed. I wanted to do this today, but I thought about doing it. I thought about asking Sister Barbara. Let me give you, if you ask young boys what they want to do, if you talk to small boys and say, when you grow up, what do you want to be? In American culture, one of the most common things that a young boy would tell you is they want to be a professional athlete Because in America, you finish one season, you go from baseball season to basketball season to football season.